Hi Vogue, my name is Samara Weaving and I'm going to be walking you through my skincare routine and my daytime makeup look, day to night. My first step is washing my face. Biologique Recherche. My skin is super dry and very temperamental. I actually had really bad acne last year. I have to be very gentle with it. I use this Dermalist Radiance Ultra Smoothing Facial Exfoliant. From Biologique, it's a serum biosensible. I ignored skincare for a really long time. It wasn't until I hit problems that I actually started taking care of my skin. I tried to tackle it myself. So it wasn't until I went and spoke to a dermatologist. They taught me how to properly take good care of my skin. It's been a game changer. For my day moisturizer, I like to have one that's light but really moisturizing. Whereas at nighttime, I put a quite heavy moisturizing night mask on. Le Prairie. I take really good care of my skin, especially when I'm working, and that's when it does tend to slip because I'm so tired. When you get home, the last thing I really want to do is spend 20 minutes to an hour working on my skin, but I do find that it's worth it. And then sometimes I try and make it fun, like, you know, I'll multitask and listen to a fun podcast or maybe talk to my husband. But I think I used to rush through it as a sort of chore, and then I have to flip that in my head and make it exciting for myself. When I had acne, I actually couldn't use any products at all. It was quite devastating. My skin got so dry, but it had to dry out to get rid of the acne, and I was using, you know, prescription medication on my skin. The next thing I'm gonna do is sunscreen. The sunscreen is very important. I learned that when I moved to Australia when I was 12? I've already had a mole removed from the sun. Now we're gonna start the makeup section. I don't use foundation. I wish I knew how to do it, but for the life of me, I don't know if I put too much on. I don't know if I put too little on. The concealer I use is called Kosas. I just kind of pat it like where I see spots. I've been obsessed with makeup since I knew it was a thing. My mum would get very upset with me for rummaging around in her makeup bag and destroying her makeup. I would do like musicals and plays when I was little, and that was kind of the only time you could wear a lot of makeup, and I looked forward to it so much. I would save up all my pocket money and just spend it all on makeup products. I kind of rub it in, just in the problem areas. I'm using the Kosas one because it's quite light and I don't need too much coverage today. Yes! So I know I look a bit strange and bright and washed out now, but don't worry because I have a blush. I used to use a lot of powders, but I think just because my skin is so dry anyway, it would kind of flake off. So I try to keep my skin as dewy as I can. I'm going to use the Hourglass one. I can just notice that there's some little bits poking through. I'm just going to put a little bit of lip balm on my lips. Look at this giant tub. Do you know what I use this for sometimes? My friend in school did it and I copied her. She would put it under her eyes when she slept. It just makes you look like you slept for a million years. We're gonna do some bronzer. This is the bronzer of Bobbi Brown. So I use this highlighter. This is a more subtle makeup and I do enjoy that on a day-to-day basis, but when the time calls for a crazy look, I am obsessed. I love getting all dolled up and going to dinner or a red carpet. It changes my mood and how I carry myself. Like if my makeup artist does maybe a really heavy smoky eye, I'll feel kind of mysterious and sexy. This is the eyeshadow I use. I like to use this Jet Setter one, and then sometimes I use the Firecracker because it's quite glittery. I always kind of go in the more bronzy tones. What I'm trying to do is create the illusion that my eyes go up like a cat. Sometimes I just stop here with my eyeshadow, but I am going to a dinner tonight, so maybe I'll just put a little bit under my lash line. And then I kind of follow the line in an upward motion. Now I'm gonna put some eyeliner on in my waterline. I have this Tom Ford one. I wear a sleeping mask, a silk one, so it's good for my skin, but it does just smush my lashes. So I curl them now. One time in a movie, there was a scene where my eye gets gouged out with a hammer. The makeup artist had this awesome prosthetic and they made my eye look so swollen and gruesome. The biggest sort of beauty transformation I did was for 9 Perfect Strangers. We wanted to make me look like I had a lot of plastic surgery done, like a facelift, and we had fake teeth. And they put fishing wire on the sides of my head and basically they did that with my face. This mascara by Westman Atelier. I have been hunting for the perfect mascara for so long. There's something very calming about doing this. I think because you're concentrating so much, it's hard not to think about anything else. I struggle with anxiety and depression, and anything that stops the wheels constantly moving is good. I do think skincare and makeup can actually play quite a nice role into self-care. It's a good time just to pause and take a breath. Because sometimes in the mornings it's a bit frantic and I wake up and there's a million emails. That anxiety can just take off. Taking a minute out of my day to do this is actually quite nice. The best thing for my anxiety and my depression is I will go to therapy once a week and I take mood stabilizers and beta blockers, and I'm not ashamed to say that. During the pandemic, all my yoga classes were shut down, so I took it upon myself to just force myself to do 20 minutes of yoga every day for 10 days, because I heard that it takes 10 days to make a habit. Anyway, I did it, and now I do 20 minutes of yoga every day. Let's do my eyebrows. I use a Charlotte Tilbury. I know people enjoy people's eyebrows just going straight up. I respect it, but I'm not a massive fan. I like my eyebrows to go up and to the side. They're sisters, not twins. The reason why they're not twins is because when I was 13, I took a razor and just shaved a chunk out of my eyebrow, like an absolute ding-dong. I use some of the little makeup that's on there, and I'll just elongate them a little bit. Let's do some lippies. I use this Glossier one. It's called Villa. And I kiss the back of my hand. Get rid of too much. I use this Lancome Rosy Plump. And then I'll kind of just rub it in. I don't want it to look too glossy because I'm going to put this Tom Ford one on top. That is very fun. I'm obsessed with it at the minute. Look at that glitter. Maybe Euphoria started this trend of glitter everywhere. I have Dr. Barbara Sturm Glow Drops. The last thing I do is I do a little fragrance. Gucci Envy Me. And then I do a little bit on the back of my neck so that when people hug me, they smell. This is my final look we've completed. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.